No, Justin Trudeau has been ignored in some spectacular ways in the past, so he's usually prepared to react to this in a calm, kind of calculated way. But at the G20 yesterday, he was ignored in such an incredible fashion that even he couldn't keep it together. So watch him walking in right now. So the seating chart was set up in alphabetical order. So China was right next to Canada. But President Xi of China has been notorious aloof towards Trudeau. So when Justin sits down, he pays him no attention. He doesn't even look up. So Trudeau is probably expecting this. So what does he do? First, he kind of orients himself to the guy sitting to the left of him and makes eye contact. You know what it feels like when someone's staring at you or looking at you? You can just kind of feel that energy. Well, Trudeau was hoping that when he did this, it was actually the new president of Brazil. His name is Jair Bolsonaro. He was hoping that he would turn and greet him and say hi, so he wasn't kind of sitting there awkwardly. But it doesn't work. So what does Trudeau do? Actually physically touches his arm, which gets his attention. But the problem is Jair was more interested in shaking the hand to whoever was at his left. I couldn't figure out who was sitting to his left. But this is all about social status. Okay, look at this. Trudeau can't even act like that was normal. Take out the look at his face. It's hard to recover from that. So the social status component is whoever is looking for your attention, and look right there, look how obvious it is that he sees him right there. But whoever's looking for your attention that has higher status is gonna get the attention from the other person. So if two people are coming at once, typically the person with higher status is gonna get more attention. Or if they're of equal status, the person that tried to get the attention first. So Trudeau got his attention first, but had lower status in his eyes, in Jair's eyes, than the guy to his left, so he turns to him. So what can you do in this instance? Well, the way that Trudeau messed up, and I'm not sure he could control himself because it was such a harsh denial, but look at that look on his face. He's clearly shocked, and he's like, oh, you ever seen those NBA players that go for high fives and their teammates so worked up they don't see him? Well, this is especially hard because Jair clearly saw him, knows he got his attention first, and was so quick to turn and diss him. And then the funny thing is, when he turned back around to actually shake his hand, he shakes his hand and then immediately turns right back around. He had no interest in Trudeau. So the best thing that you can do in this is, first of all, he needs to realize he was snubbed by this guy. So once that happens, don't make any effort for some long-winded conversation. So he shouldn't have made the face, but he should have waited for him to turn back around, because you can't just completely drop it, act like it never happened, because that makes it look like you're really weak and you're just letting people walk all over you. So the move is to have no reaction, still stay kind of oriented to the person, and then when they come back to you, shake their hand. But at that point, kind of acknowledge you realize you were snubbed and you be the one to cut it off short. So kind of shake their hand, kind of look away, maybe in a bit of a dismissive way, because that balances out the interaction equilibrium. You never want someone to feel like they have higher status over you or feel like they can talk down to you or make such a ridiculously bold move, because these guys know there's a lot of cameras in these places. They know that everything's being documented, and they know that everything like this, like me breaking this down, Jair knew that there were going to be cameras on it and probably dopes like me analyzing it. So that's a very calculated move. You can't be cool with people treating you that way. So you need to know how to come back from something like that. Now, Trudeau was also ignored by Donald Trump at the last G20 conference, and I want to show you that too. But before I get to it, if you want to get high-level social skills, so if something like this happened to you, you'd be confident in how you can handle it, or even more confident just going out and being around people or going to a work event. You want to know that you can always act the right way and have something engaging to say. I've got a social invincibility checklist that you can download for free. I'll put a link in the description of this video below the video box, or you can just go to charismamatrix.com/SI checklist and you can download it there. I'll go through 5 important tips that you can immediately use to feel more confident around people. Now, Trump and Trudeau have had a very interesting relationship ever since Trump took office. And if you want to see me analyze Trudeau getting ignored by Trump, it was actually even worse than this at that G20, you can click right here and I'll walk you through it now.